everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the double scoop kit. This is the 8th layout using this kit and it took me an hour and 24 minutes to complete. I'm showing you some of the stuff and these are all cutouts from the kit, a frame from the kit. Those stars are from the kit. Both alphas are from the kit, and then the pattern papers, a lot of it is scraps. And I'm showing you the branding strips so you can see which papers that I'll be using. I didn't know if I wanted to put the whole thing on a teal background or a white background, so I'm kind of going to put the photos on the background and kind of decide. And I decided to go with the white background so that the blues from the pattern papers would pop off the page much more. So I'm going to mat the photos on this polka dot My Mind's Eye pattern paper, and I'm just gonna cut a square around it, even though the photos don't line up side by side, obviously, because it's a landscape and a portrait. But that's where I'm going to put my title, right underneath the photo where my son is holding a tadpole. So this these pictures were taken on our trip to Quebec, and so we were right on a lake. And at first they were like, "Oh, look at look at these fish," and then after a second look, it's like, no, those are tadpoles, and they were like massive. Like we couldn't believe how big they were. And because around here the tadpoles don't get that big, like those must be some big frogs and toads when they grow up. So anyway, they caught a few and we took pictures, and they were all safely returned. But of course we went through the whole, "Mom, can I please keep it and bring it home?" And it's like, no. They stay in the water, put them back. But I want to grab a few pictures, so I want to use some of that transparency that we got in this kit, and I didn't know if I was going to use it in strips or put it directly over one of the photos. So I cut a little strip off, and then I'm going to actually cut a 4x6, and I'm going to put it directly over the photo with the tadpole. And of course the clouds are kind of covering the tadpole right now, but I'm going to fix that in a little bit. And I didn't know if I was going to use any more of that transparency, but I don't end up using it at all. So now I basically have the base of the layout. So now this is the part where I just go through the sticker sheets, the embellishments. I use my EK Success powder tool and take the stickiness away from all the stickers and throw everything in the middle of the page. And once I find that I have enough stuff, then I start layering. And the rule of thumb is, if I grab something that is teal, then I try to find 3 things that is teal. And if I take out buttons, then I'll take out 3 buttons. And if I take, I try to have 3 of each. Now, do I always stick to that 3rd rule all the time, like 3 rule all the time? Absolutely not. There's a page coming up that in each cluster I only had the one of each thing in each different cluster. So in each cluster I have one different thing in each cluster, because they were so clunky that I didn't want to overwhelm the page. So I think it depends on what the embellishment is and the look that you're going for. But as a rule, I try to get 3. So there was this sticker from My Mind's Eye sticker sheet that I had from my stash, and it just says details, and the details in black. And I'm using that We Are a Memory Keeper that I used on the last layout, and it said "Let's be adventurers." Well, this one, the section that I cut out says just, you know, live our dreams, spread our wings, and so just different saying for this page that I chose. And I'm still looking to see, you know, what else I can grab. So I went for my freckled fawn kit. I'll probably take out 3 cameras, but that third cluster is going to be so small that if I would have put a camera in that cluster too, it just would have been too much. So instead, what I do, where this is cameras with hearts, I put a sticker that's a heart. So just to kind of keep the motif going without all the bulkiness. So at this point, I thought I was going to use that black and white washi that came in the kit. I do decide on another one. I took out a whole bunch of freckled fawn, you know, different badges and stuff. And now I'm going to start working on my layout. And basically it's just, you know, please can I keep it? And I'm going to use the Amy Tangerine rubber stickers and then these stickers here too. So 2 different letters from the kit. And I'm trying to use them up. And if you saw my goal 2014 page, I said that I was going to try, and I made a lofty goal of when I, you know, use a alpha sheet or thicker sheet, I'm going to try and do 12 layouts. And that I realize that now that usually I'm going to need some help from another sticker sheet or something like that for different letters. But that Amy Tangerine rubber one, I think if I'm not beyond 12 right now, I'm awfully close to 12 layouts used. Because even though this is the 8th layout using this kit, I'm actually working on layout 15 today. So I'm way ahead. And which is good. I started this kit on February 1st, and here we are February 15th, and I have 15 layouts done. And I have 3 days off, so I plan on, if I don't retire this kit by the end of the 3 days, it's going to be pretty close. I plan on doing 6 more pages, so and then I can start on my Scraptastic kit. And I think that's what motivated me to get going, was because I want to start a different kit club and different, you know, kit. And I think also the fact that I canceled my Studio Calico kit, which this morning, or I worked till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got the email, you know, come and check out what the new kits are going to look like. And I just deleted the email. Like, I'm not even going to go check because I know I'm going to be like, oh, I wish I would have gotten it. But I have 5 kits ahead. I need to get caught up, and you know, maybe once I'm all caught up, maybe I'll join again or try something new or something. But anyway, I need to get these, what I have almost 10 plus kits, you know, sitting here, and I need to get them used up. So I outlined everything. And now I'm using my Tim Holtz tool, and I'm inking the edges in black. A lot of these papers have a white core, so if you're using a lot of black, it really shows on the edges of the page that they're white. And I'm just using the Distress Black Soot, I think it's called, from Tim Holtz. And basically I just grabbed whatever ink was closest. So now I'm going to start working on the different layers. And a lot of these were scraps, so they were used in the size that they were in already. And I love that. I love getting to the place where my papers are down to scraps. And I always get to the, you know, layout 15, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be done. And then once I get to layout 19 and 20, and I get more and more scraps, I feel like I can just keep going. Like I just love finding different ways to get the scraps used. And I sat down the other day, and because as I use more and more scraps, I sit down and I keep making new paper selections. And now I'm using my T ruler, and I'm going to cut out, I'm going 1 inch in, and I'm just using it's basically like a slick marker, but it's from Amy Tangerine, and I'm just putting a dot at the 1 inch just so I know where to cut. And I'm going to cut a frame basically out of the center so that I can see the tadpole, even though it's covering the photo. The transparency, I'm still going to be able to see, the tadpole in the middle. And so yeah, I sit down, and almost like I do for the paper selection at the beginning of the kit, I sit down again and I say, okay, this is what I have left, and then I flip the papers back and forth and try to find new combinations that I can use these papers. I've used them the way that I want it to at the beginning, and now let's see how else I can get these papers used. And then that way too, the pages that I get done with the kit don't look like they were all done from the same kit also, so that kind of helps. So now I'm going to measure underneath that photo what's left, so I can cut down a piece of pattern paper. And there was one sheet in the kit, it was My Mind's Eye, and it had a big floral on the side, and it was mostly white, the rest of it, and I had a scrap of it, so I used that as the base for my title. And I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz stapler, and I'm just going to put a couple of staples in there just to hold it in place. And I'm also going to ink the little piece of white pattern paper, and it looks like cardstock, but it's actually pattern paper. It's more like it's not even white, it's more like an off-white. I'm going to also outline it so it grounds my title, and then I'm going to glue it down. So I just want to give you a little update, because part of my goals this year was to get 20 pages done per month. Now January I got it done. I know the 20th page, I think I uploaded it like on the 1st of February, but it was done in January. And now the month of February, it's kind of a short month. There's only 28 days. And if I keep uploading every second day, I won't make it so that there's 40 pages. I think I uploaded page 26 yesterday, so I need 14 pages done in 14 days. So I'll probably upload a page a day for a little bit. And like I said, we have quite a few tournaments coming up, so I want to make sure that I keep some pages ahead, and so I always have pages to sort of upload. But where I have, I don't know, 7 or 8 pages ahead. I know last night I took the pictures of all the pages I have done so that I can work, on uploading the videos or doing the voiceovers, and it took forever. I think it was like 44 pictures I had to take, because I take about 5 or 6 pictures for each layout. So I think I have like 8 layouts ahead or something like that. And where I have a few days off, I have 3 days off right now, and I go back to work. I did a few shifts overtime, but I'd like to get 6 more, so that would be like 14 pages ahead. So I think I'm good to add a video a day for a few days, and then if need be, then I'll go back to a couple of videos a video every second day. But I do want to try and do my goal, obviously, of 240 pages. So but I know some months there's more days than others, but where I do have the pages done, I'm going to try and upload them. So I took, again, a branding strip, I cut it in half, I put it at the top and the bottom of the layout, and I like to do that whenever I'm using especially a white background or a cream background, because it looks like the page, the cluster is just kind of floating there, and this way it kind of grounds everything. And now I'm going to start gluing all those little embellies, down. I'm just going to separate them between each cluster. And I don't have a lot of those feathers left. And I thought instead of changing the color, there was some sort of grayish in this because that black chalkboard, the letters look like they're in gray, so I used that. The other one, it was sort of a yellowish, and I thought it still looked okay. The overlay had a little bit of yellowish tinge to it, and then the other one was kind of a mint green, so it went well with the page. And basically what I do is I take each of the things that I threw in the middle of the page, and then I start separating it between the 3 different clusters, and I just put the layers one on top, the other one on the bottom, and then I kind of go, well, this one might benefit if it would have some foam tape in behind because it would pop it up, and then I can put the rest kind of underneath. And then I'm going to find a spot for those little freckled fawn cameras. And then there was a sticker that said pretty pretty please, and pretty sure that sentence was used because they always try to convince us that they need them. And even he was 13 at the time. Even at 13 we had to have the conversation about no, this is where he was born, and this is where he needs to stay, kind of thing. We can't take him from his environment. And so it was kind of cute that even at 13 they still try to con you into taking something home. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to put that feather in that little cluster. I'm going to end up just kind of sticking it underneath that little cluster right there at the top. And then I used the last 3. Well, we actually had 2 packages of those stars in the freckled fawn kit, but I used the last of the package, I believe, on this layout, and they're iridescent white little stars. I'm going to use that new washi tape that I got from, who's it from? Simple Stories? No, I can't remember who it's from, but it's one of the new lines. Maybe it is Simple Stories. The daily October Afternoon, that's what it is. October Afternoon, and it's the daily flash collection. And it has cameras and smile and say cheese, and it's just, a fun roll of washi tape. And I'm going to flip everything over and cut down whatever is hanging over. And there was a little piece of ephemera that was stuck to the back. And this time around, that sheet that I cut apart, I think by the time I'm done my layouts, usually there's always a huge stack left over, but this time they actually gave us a sheet that coordinated with the pattern paper, so I was able to use it on almost every layout. I was able to use some that went with the page, so I'm really happy to get this used up. I took out my favorite twine and I just balled it up and put it in 3 different areas. And I don't think I even put enamel dots on this. I'm just going to take out some Mr. Huey in a couple of colors, in a teal and in a gray. So I'm not sure if I walked away to find, no, what I did was I went and found my Staedtler markers from Staples. And again, because it is on a white background, I felt, even with the strip at the top and the bottom of the layout, I still felt like it was kind of floaty. So I'm going to just outline all around the page. And the twine still wasn't quite dried up, so when I kind of went by with the pen, I kind of pulled it off. So I just added more glue, And I'm not being very careful, like it's not the straightest lines in the world, but that's okay. I don't mind that. It just adds texture and dimension. And my journaling is just, they were safely returned as part of the journaling. And that was it. And now I'm going to go, I believe, look for some Mr. Huey. So I'm going to get my box because I don't want no more stuff on my mat. And I did try that. I told you I was going to give you an update on that best cleaner ever from Scrap Perfect. Well, I don't know. The jury's still out. Up to now, I don't find it's the best cleaner ever. It's not taking the stains off my mat. So I still haven't found something that'll clean the stains off without actually taking the actual color of the mat off. So I'm gonna give it one more royal chance. I'm gonna maybe later on this afternoon, once I get a layout done, I'll put it on and leave it for like 15 minutes maybe, and then wipe it off. So we'll give it one more try, and I'll give you a report on how it worked. So I took a picture of every single little cluster to see how all the embellishments were layered. And that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.